Hello everyone, welcome to the video. My name is Cosolix. Today we're doing something a little different. Today we are doing a legend tier list. This could be a long-ish video. I don't know how long it's going to be, but we're going to go through each legend. We're going to rank them from S tier to F tier. I've got all the legends in the PNGs or image files, whatever they are, loaded. So we're going to go one by one. I'll be discussing what I think of each of them and where they fit in this current patch, which I forget the exact number, but it will be listed in the video. Anyways, if you do enjoy this type of content, please hit that like, subscribe, and comment. I'll be doing the same thing, but for weapons in an upcoming video. But yeah, let's get right into this. Join the Discord as well. Link is down below, by the way. So let's just hop straight into this. We got Dusk as our first legend. I think he's got really good sigs. I don't think they're busted, but I think they're good for like what he is. Let's just zoom in a bit. This is actually really low quality. I think he's got good signatures. I don't think he's S tier. I don't think he's A tier. I think Orb is actually really good. I just don't think many people play it. But obviously we're gonna be switching people around constantly. But let's just start him off. I don't think he's bad. I just don't think he's used that much. We're gonna put him in B tier. So that's, we'll put him in B right now. I think he's got some potential, but I just don't think his meta has developed. Okay, Ada. I'm gonna hop straight into S and A. I think she's got so much potential. Her sigs are crazy good. Her weapons are both really good. Spear isn't as good as it used to be, but it's still very good. I'm gonna put her into A tier because the only reason I wouldn't put her in S tier is that her defense her stats aren't the greatest for defense, and if you're playing like a high damage character like Scarlet's really good right now, Ada can get really hard countered by that. It's kind of hard to rack up damage, and also for kill options, Spear, Sarah is kind of harder to kill now. So it definitely took her out of S tier. I know like people like Boomy would put her in S tier a couple patches ago. Honestly, right now I don't think she's quite there, so we'll put her in A tier again. We're gonna be moving people around. Okay, Artemis. Here's the thing with Artemis. I think Artemis has some potential, but the Lance signatures are just so bad. Like the scythe sigs are good, don't get me wrong. The stats are fine, they're not great, but like at least you can get 5 of everything. 7 speed is the way to go. Is that base stats? Yeah. Or no, base is like 8 speed or something, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, minimum 5 of everything. You can do that with Artemis, which I think is good. But just because her lance sigs are really bad, I'm just going to put her in C tier. I think Scythe is really good right now, but I just think that her weapons don't go well together. They don't really work. So we're going to put her in C tier. No, it's a her. Okay, we got Asuri, the LAN killer, Branched and Noel doing insane with her every single LAN event. I think Asuri is in a tiny bit of a better spot than Ada, but I don't think she's S tier. So we're gonna actually swap them. We'll order it and make it nice alt later. Who is next? Next is Azoth. So Azoth, I think has good signatures. His bow's good. His axe is good. I would put him higher, but I just think because he has axe. This is a 1v1 tier list, by the way, not going based off 2v2. 1v1 axe is okay. It's not the greatest weapon, but it's not like the worst. It's like it's towards the bottom tier in my opinion. So I'm gonna put Azoth just behind Artemis in C tier. Yeah, I'll put him in C tier. Like, he's got some potential in 1v1, but I just don't think he's used in that way, and I just don't think he's that good, honestly. Like, I don't think he's like tournament ready, if that makes sense. Okay, Brazza. Brazza's got some really good signatures. I think they're a bit more catered towards the 2v2 side because he's a little slow. I'm gonna put him C tier as well because guns are good, but just behind Azoth. I think that's a good little slot for him. Okay, let's go to Bodvar. Bodvar had a hard nerf. His signatures are worse now. Not a hard nerf, but like they're definitely worse. I think Hammer's in a good spot. Like it's middle of the pack when you come to weapons. Sword is good. I don't think he's busted though. I think Dusk is better than him, but I'm just gonna put Bodvar just behind Dusk. But I think he's B tier. I think he's good. He's viable, but he's not like better. He's not in the A tier. He's a strong option. Okay, Brynn. Thank God for the spear nerfs, because honestly I thought Brynn was one of the best legends in the game when spear was good. That was like a couple months ago. But I think Brynn is gonna be, just because she, okay, I'm gonna put her in B tier. I'll put her one behind Bodvar, because I think Bodvar is a bit more viable. When it comes to ones, I don't think Brynn is the best, because Axe isn't that good in ones, but her sigs make up for it, and they're really good signatures with a lot of damage, like spear down sig. There's like 40, it's insane. And her spear side sig's good, her axe sigs are good. Her signature kit is really good, but I just don't think her weapons are there. I don't think spear is the best weapon, and I don't think axe is either. Okay, Caspian. I think gauntlets and guitars are good weapons. I think Caspian has potential, but I just don't, like, I can't remember his stats in my head, but I just don't think, I don't remember him having a lot of defense, so I don't think he's that good. I don't think his weapons go too well together, because they're both string-based weapons that are very similar to one another, and it can be hard to get kills on both the two weapons. Great for gimping, but that's really it. So I'm going to put him in D tier. Okay, Cassidy. Cassidy is super fast with the high dex. Her high dex is really good, especially when it comes to her signature combos, because she's got some true combos with signatures, like downlight end sig on hammer. I think downlight side sig on hammer. Is downlight end sig on guns true? It might be. I actually don't know about that one, but her gun sigs are good. They're all pretty close to her body, not that much range. Her hammer sigs are really good. The down sig's kind of a meme though, but the end sig and side sig are really good. I think she's got potential, but I just don't think she's being used. So for that reason, I'm gonna put her in B, but I'm gonna put her further to the right, which means she's a bit worse, in between B and C, because I think she's viable, but I just don't think she's being used to like all of her potential. Okay, Cross. Cross is kind of similar to Cassidy. I think he has okay sigs, but I think he's just not being used to his potential, if that makes sense. I think Cross I'm gonna put in C tier just because his sigs aren't that good. He's got a couple good signatures. I think gauntlets and guns are good by themselves, but just because the signatures, I don't think he's that good. I do think he's better though than Baraz and Azoth. Okay, next on our list is Ember. I think Ember's got a lot of potential. I think her sigs are really good. I think bow is really good right now. I actually think guitars are good right now as well. But like the one problem which I have with her stats, the low defense I don't think really helps her. I don't think her sigs are that good. I think some of them are good, some of them aren't very good though. Like I know guitar end sig is pretty bad. Guitar side sig is pretty good. Forget, maybe down sig is the one I'm taking that's bad. I can't remember, the one that shoots up and then goes in a spiral. Her bow side sig's good. Bow down sig is like meh. It's kind of weird, situational. I don't know. And then bow end sig is alright. I'm just gonna put her B tier. I'm gonna put her in front of Cassidy, but I think there's gonna be a couple more that's in front of her. Okay, Nash. Nash is weird. Nash has pretty good weapons. They're both middle of the pack. His sigs are really good, but I just don't think it's just because his weapons are bad. I don't really think he's that good. I'm gonna put him further towards the bottom of C tier, just because his weapons aren't the best right now. Hattori. The first character in S tier because Hattori is the most consistent character in the game. Spear is pretty good, not like the best, not the worst. Sword is always really good just because of how quick it is and how much control you get when you have stage control. Especially Hattori Sword and Sig really helps her get the control when people are trying to come back to stage. On maps like Shipwreck, you don't have that many options. If they go on the edge, you just ground pound on Sword. If they go in the air, you end Sig. And I think just from pure control, it's kind of insane. Same with her Spear, because if they go up, she can just downlight. If they go on the edge, she can ground pound on Spear. So I think from pure control, I think Hattori is S. I don't think she's the highest in S tier, but she's definitely up there. Let's just put her in like the middle of S tier for now. Okay, Isaiah. Guns, good weapon. Cannon, bad weapon. I don't think Cannon is very good. I think Isaiah is one of the worst characters in the game. Yeah, I'm gonna put him like bottom of F. I think he's probably the worst legend in the game. I think his SIGs are garbage. I think Cannon is bad. Guns are alright, but that's the only thing that's alright about him. Jala. Jala's stats are really good, except I don't think she has enough defense. You need the defense stance every time, so you don't get that much mobility with your stances. It's just really one good stance by like a lot. I'm gonna put Jala in 1v1. I think in 2v2 she's more viable, but in 1v1 I'm gonna put her more towards the bottom of D tier. I think in 2v2 she's great just because of her high attack and great signatures, but 1v1 I don't think Axe is the greatest, and Sword is good, but I just don't think that goes too well together, and I also don't think her stats are good for 1v1. Okay, Jiro. Jiro is like the biggest like up in the air, because like Boomy would put Jiro super low. I'm actually gonna put him really high because I think Sword's a good weapon, and I think Scythe is the best weapon in the game right now. Just from pure control, it's insane. His signatures are also really good on both, and his like gimp potential, I just think it's insane because Sword's good off stage, so is Scythe. Phazon was playing insanely well with him. I think he's better than Ada, so we're gonna have to move that one. But I think he's got so much potential. I'm gonna put him. Yeah, I'm gonna put him in front of Asuri and Ada. I think he was the biggest, like one of. This is all gonna change because I actually think Scarlet's a bit better, but we'll put him there for now. Save that spot for like Scarlet or someone else I can't think of. But I think Jiro has so much potential. I just don't think anyone mained him in the past, which is why pros didn't really know about how he plays, and he's a fairly new legend. But I think Jiro is just like in a really good spot right now. Phazon's playing insane with him. So yeah, Kaya. Kaya's really good. Like, I think no one plays her, but she's got so much potential. Her stats have low dex, which I don't think are great. I'm gonna put Kaya. I don't think she's like up in A tier just because no one really uses Kaya in tournament. I'm gonna put her in like B tier in front of Ember, just because her SIGs are really good. Spear's decent. Bow's really good right now. And yeah, her SIGs, in my opinion, are some of the best SIGs in the game. Like, for like all around characters, I feel like every SIG she has is good. The only ones where it's like a maybe is like maybe Spear end SIG, which is kind of weird. But like bow side SIG is good, bow down SIG is good, bow end SIG is good, spear down SIG is good, spear side SIG is okay, and bow end SIG is weird. I just think that some pro needs to pick her up because really no top players are right now, because there are some better options obviously. But I think when someone does, she's gonna get really good. Koji. In front of Hattori, because Koji's really good, because Spear is really good. I actually don't want him to be number 1, so we're gonna have to move Hattori a tiny bit. So Koji, bow's good. His SIGs are insane. Sword's good. Sword's not the best, but it's good. And yeah, his signature kit's insane. His stats are good, kind of like Hattori. Both very similar, except obviously instead of spear, it's bow. But bow's really good right now. I think it's the second best weapon in the game. I think the top two are scythe and bow right now. Then I would argue it's like sword, gauntlets, or whatever. Katars, etc. Okay, Kor. Kor's got a lot of potential because he's got some of the best sigs in the game. I think his stats are bad though. I don't think Hammer's the greatest. For that reason, I'm gonna put him right in between Kaya and Bryn. I think he's good. Do I think he's one of the best? No, I'll put him more towards Bryn. I might move everyone else later. Lin Fei has potential, question mark, question mark, question mark, but I don't think Cannon's very good. Guitars are alright. Her stats are really bad. I'm gonna put her in E tier. I'm gonna put her towards like F. Okay, Lord Vrax. Lord Vrax has the best lance in the game. Fact. His signature kit on lance is insane, and his stats really help lance with strings. I don't like how he has low defense though, so I think he's got some counter picks. I don't think he's the most consistent. I'll only use him for counter picks. Like I used him against Simba because I thought I would do well with him, but I was kind of overextending combos and playing really risky with his signature kit. Kind of got greedy. I'm going to put him behind Ada. I think he's got a ton of potential, but I just don't think he's like there when it comes to consistent matchups. I think a lot of legends counter him with high attack. Lucian. Lucian's got like he's like an S or an A tier. Katars are pretty good. Guns are pretty good. Definitely like top 4 or whatever weapons. I'm not gonna put him in S tier just because Katars aren't as good as they used to be. But I do think guns are better than swords. I want to put him where Asuri is. I think he's like good, but I think Jiro's a bit better because I think Scythe is a bit better, and Sword is also a bit better than. Let's say Scythe is better than guns, and Sword is better than Katars. Sword is worse than guns, but yeah, stuff like that. I think he's got some potential. He's an A tier, but I don't think he's like quite there yet. But I do think that guns are a bit better than Sword, therefore he's above Asuri. He's got good signatures. His stats are pretty good, pretty well catered towards 1v1. So yeah, Mirage. Great signatures, great stats. The high attack is really helpful, and she doesn't have that low defense. The only reason she's not super duper high is because Spear isn't the #1 weapon, but I'm gonna put her in S tier, but more towards the right side. I just don't think she's as consistent as like Koji and Hattori, but I think her Scythe sigs and Spear sigs really make up for it because she's got outstanding sigs. But yeah. And the best legend in the game, Mordex. Gauntlets are crazy on LAN. Like the strings are great, but Mordex is so high up because he can gimp so easily. His sigs are outstanding. Scythe is insane right now. And yeah, it's only been one tournament, but Scythe hasn't been touched. And I think it's just because his sigs are better than every other Scythe character. His signatures have active input. Like down sig, the upward throw has insane force. Thank God it was nerfed, but it's still insane. And then her throw, if you hold it horizontal on her gauntlet down sig, can get people off stage. And the signature, it's a quick signature, and it's great. Like, and then her scythe is insane. Side sig, it's insane. It's got huge active frames, and down sig is active inputs. You can, it's crazy. Active input sigs are insane. That's why Fate is like really good as well. But like, I wouldn't put Fate as high because I think Orb's a bit worse than Gauntlets. But anyways, Nix. I think Nix is crazy good. I'm gonna put Nix where Hattori is right now. Her signatures are great. I think the combination that Koji has is a bit better than the combination Nix has. I think guns and scythe go well together. Sigs are great, etc. But I think Koji's just a bit better when it comes to weapon combinations. I think he's just a bit better for 1v1. But let me move Hattori out of the way. we'll leave it like this. We'll move people around after. Okay. Let's go do Diana, because we forgot about her. Diana. I think Diana's really good. I actually think there's better characters. I think I'd put Diana in front of Nix, but before Koji. I just think, yeah, I think Koji's just in a really good spot right now. So yeah, that's where I'd put Diana. Her SIGs are great. They all hit you horizontally downward, which makes them really good when coming to offstage play. And yeah, I think she's got the 2 best offstage weapons. Or, she's got the 2nd and 3rd best offstage weapons. Scythe #1, but both bow and gauntlets, or bow and guns, are insane. Yellowman Orion. His lance SIGs are pretty good. His spear SIGs are pretty good. I'm going to put him just behind Cassidy and B tier. I think he's not bad. Do I think he's one of the best, though? No, I think Scarlet is the best with lance because Hammer's insane with her signatures. Her signature and SIG. But yeah, I think Orion will go right here. I think he's a good pick, but he's not like... There's obviously people a bit better. What else? Queen Nai. Man, I'd put her higher if she had better stats. I think her SIGs are outstanding. Her weapon combination is good, but she's so slow. And for that reason, I'm just going to put her in E tier. Top of E tier, just because her stats are awful. Could be good for 2v2, but for 1v1, she's just bad. Okay, Ragnar. Ragnar is a great legend. I think he's a bit more catered to 2v2 though. I think he's good, but I don't think he's one of the best. We're going to put him just behind Azoth, because I think Bow's a bit better than Katars, and I don't think Axe is the best right now. He's got good signatures though. I think a bit more catered towards 2v2. Okay, Scarlet. I saved this spot. I don't think Scarlet is on S tier. I think one signature isn't going to make her an S tier, but everything else about her is really good signature wise. Hammer isn't the best weapon right now, but just because her signatures are insane, it's great. Her lance SIGs are also really good. 2nd best lance SIGs. N SIG and D SIG are both insane. So I'm just going to put her at the front of A tier. But yeah, I think nerf the N SIG, and then she'll go more towards high B tier, low A tier. I think just behind Vrax and in front of like Dusk and Bodvar and Bryn. So yeah, but if they nerf it too hard, then she'll keep falling. I think what they should do to N SIG is just remove the behind part that hits grounded. Everything else keep the same. If they add recovery frames to it, then it's going to get to a really slow signature and it's going to start becoming useless. Kind of like how Lance down SIG was back in the day when they nerfed that. Sentinel. Sentinel's great. He's a good character. I don't think he's one of the best though. I'm not going to put him in S or A. He's got some potential, but I don't think he's just that good. I want to put him behind Artemis and in front of Cross. Okay, next, Sidra. Sidra is the only viable canon legend in my opinion. Her SIGs just really make up for it. I think she could be an S tier if actual pros played her more often. I'm going to put her at the very bottom of A tier, just because her SIGs are some of the best SIGs in the game, like canon and SIG, but I just don't think anyone's playing her. I think she's just really like underdeveloped. Roland, I think he's good. I'd put him in B tier. I'm actually gonna put him B tier above Kaya and behind like Ember and those people. I think he's good. I just personally, the reason I'm playing Scarlet more is because I think she's better, and I think it's a bit hard to find consistency winning with his sword and lance. His lance only has one good SIG. The N SIG's alright, pretty good, but it's very slow. Like, it takes a while, and side SIG is useless, so yeah. So yeah, I think he's got like potential, but I just think there's better options. I'll use him more for a counter pick if I really need. Teros. Hammer, not the greatest weapon in the world. Axe, not the greatest weapon in the world. Bad legend, changed my mind. His axe and sig is insane though. His sigs are pretty good, but his stats are bad and weapon combination is bad right now, so therefore he's bottom of F. I just think his sigs make up for it, and the damage is kind of insane. Thatch. I think Thatch is really good in 2v2. 1v1, he's a glass cannon, so I think he's not that consistent against like high attack characters that counter. I'm gonna put Thatch behind Caspian. I think he's got... Actually, I'm gonna put Thatch behind Jala. I think Jala has a bit more potential than Thatch, but I think again more oriented for 2v2. You can see Silly Gobi playing really well with Thatch in 2v2, just because he's got good signatures and does damage. But again, the low defense, not good for 1v1. Ulgrim. Lance is alright. Axe is bad. His Axe sigs are good. His Lance sigs are bad. I'm going to put him actually just behind Lin Fei. I think Lin Fei, just because I think Cannon is better than Axe and Katars are better than Lance. So yeah, and his Lance is just way too slow, so I don't think any Lance main could ever use him. Axe is a bit different though. If you're an Axe main, you might like it. Val. Val is good. I think she's just a bit underdeveloped. I think gauntlets are really good on land, same as sword. You can see Addy is like doing really well with Val. I'm gonna put Val in A tier just behind Frax, because she is very consistent, good character, great, good sigs. I just don't think, I think there's better options. Hey, we only have 2 more left, and I guess I'll like make it look a bit cleaner after. But Wu Shang, I don't know. Gauntlets are pretty good on land. Online gauntlets are a bit hard because of lag, but when you use exit lag, it's insane. Not sponsored, but like it's insane. I'm actually gonna put Wu Shang. May as well fill the slot. I think he's better than Cross. I don't think he's as good as Sentinel. I think his sigs are okay. Prove me wrong, but I think this is actually a good slot for him. I think he's good, but I don't think he's like super bad. Might move him a bit up, but personally right here, based off the amount of pros using him, and also, yeah, again, I don't think his sigs are that good. I'm going to put him there. Okay, last legend. Oh, shoot, we didn't add Fate. Okay, we'll do Fate last. But Zul, big angry Zul. Do we have actually any more? Yeah, we have 3 more. My bad, not the last. I could add them. Zul. Axe, meh. Cannon, meh. I think he's just a worse Teros, honestly. Gonna put him here. Yeah. His sigs are okay. Axe and Cannon just aren't good. And his stats are bad. Way too much attack. You don't need that. You don't need 9 force. Yumiko. Bow is really good. Hammer is alright. I think because Bow is really good, I'm actually going to put Yumiko on the end of B tier. The reason why I don't think her sigs are the greatest. I think they're okay. And I don't think her hammer is very good. So I'm going to put her, yeah, bottom of B. I think hammer is like a pretty bottom tier weapon right now. So, like the bottom tier weapons in my opinion are axe, lance, hammer, cannon. So, yeah, I'm just going to put her down there. I think she's okay, that's why she's in B tier, but I don't think she has the greatest, like, you know, potential to go into A tier or like to be used in tournament. Zerial. Gauntlets are good, bow's good, his sigs are insane, his stats aren't bad. For that reason, I just think he's just really underdeveloped. I'm gonna put him at the bottom of S tier. I just think he's got a ton of potential, but people haven't used him. Once I see him more in tournament, I might put him more towards the front of A, or I mean front of S tier, upper with Mordex and Koji. But yeah, I think he's got so much potential because his bow's really good. His sigs are all insane. Enough said. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean that. Okay. And Fate. I couldn't get an image for Fate, so Fate. Orb is all pretty good. Not one of the best. Scythe is really good though, and she's got really good signatures. I think she's going to be a really good legend. Prove me wrong, but I'm actually going to put her here. I think Orb has the potential to be better than Guns. And I think Scythe is really good, and I think her Sigs are a bit better than Nix. I think the active input on Orb down Sig really helps, and Orb end Sig is insane. Orb side Sig is good as well. Kills really early if you hit it with the side force. Close to the edge of a stage, kills at like a really early damage number. Can't remember off the top of my head. Her side Sigs are pretty good, side Sig's alright. Down Sig is insane. That's an insane Sig. And end Sig is alright. But I think she's just got a ton of potential. I do want to see her used in tournament, so I guess we'll see what happens. But for now, that's my prediction of what she's going to be after final round, where we'll see the first and the March EU tournament that's happening. But I think final round will be like actual, you'll see on LAN what people are like using Fate. So this is my tier list. I'm just going to move these two to the left a bit, just to make it look a bit nicer. So this is my this is my legend tier list. You can see there's a lot of good viable characters, which is really good. I feel like the balance is really nice right now. I do believe though some Scythe characters need to be nerfed. I think Scythe is the best weapon in the game by far. It's got insane gimp potential and does need some nerfing. But this is my current opinion on like legend tier lists. It goes from best on the left to worst on the right of each tier. Obviously, legends that are right next to each other aren't necessarily better or worse than the other. This is about an estimation. I'm not like obviously the most 100% accurate person. I'm a Lance main, but I am a pro, so this is a credible source. But obviously opinions are going to vary from pro to pro. I'm sure Boomy doesn't agree with everything on this list, but this is my opinion, so take it or leave it. Thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy, hit that like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you dudes all later. Peace.